I just want to get this off my chest. I was right. Black Lives Matter is a scam. Now, when they first emerged, I was pretty much the only person of colour saying openly in the media that the phrase itself, Black Lives Matter, comes across as racist. When I challenged some usually perfectly decent people who were coming out in support for them and suggested that if you have to use a phrase at all, it should be all lives matter, as the other is not inclusive and creates the very apartheid it's trying to avoid, this is what I had to put up with.
Salma, it's very hard to argue against those three words, all lives matter. But I notice every time Nana says it, you get cross.
Yes, because what the statement, all lives matter, does is it silences the voices of black people who are trying to say, look, there is a very specific problem. And you saying, well, my life matters as well, and I could one day die, absolutely detracts from us trying to deal with systemic racism. And it has been used as a tool to silence black communities, to silence their voices, and to say, actually, you know what? You don't really have anything to talk about.
Well, I mean, if you could just allow me to get a word in edgeways and stop silencing me by talking so much, I might have been able to speak for myself. I mean, we're on the same show, right? The poor black person. Black people telling me off, saying because I'm black I should support them, calling me a damn traitor because I wasn't doing what black people are meant to. Basically, I should form an allegiance with them because we are all the same colour, which is actually the very definition of racism. I prefer to judge people on the content of their character, not the colour of their skin. I wonder which well-known person said that. Well, it turns out that Patrisse Cullors, the former leader of the Black Lives Matter movement, has pocketed vast amounts of cash. She admitted that the charity was not equipped to handle the $90 million donated, money that she called white guilt money, donated after the murder of George Floyd. She argues mistakes made with the funds are now being weaponised against her. Really? Documents show that she used charity funds to pay her friends and family large sums for various so-called consulting services, as well as a charter private flight. I mean, the list just goes on. And what about the people who were killed during the Black Lives Matter protests in America? Mostly black people killing black people. Sorry, folks, but those are the facts. Look, unless you tell me I'm a different colour, to be honest, I look out of my eyes so I don't see it. It's like being in a dream. When do you ever see yourself? If colour determines how you make your judgments, then more fool you. A lot of people viewed Black Lives Matter as a well-intended organisation, looking out for the well-being of people of colour, trying to redress the balance. I, on the other hand, saw it as a dangerous, passive-aggressive, far-left Marxist organisation that saw no problem with castigating and being openly abusive to those who didn't follow their rhetoric, as in their eyes, they held the moral high ground. I'm afraid, if you subscribe to this rhetoric, you've been had.